What if the most powerful moment of the day wasn't a performance, wasn't a speech, wasn't even something planned, but a single, unguarded glance that lasted less than a second and somehow stayed with you all night? Because that's what's happening right now. Across timelines, group chats, and quiet late-night scrolls, people keep stopping for the same reason. Not because Jin is asking for attention, but because attention finds him anyway. Recently, a poll asked a deceptively simple question. Which star has visuals so striking you feel the urge to capture the screen immediately? No filters, no stage direction, just instinct. And Jin didn't just rank first, he dominated. Over 13,000 votes, nearly half of all participants, chose him as the definition of screenshot-worthy. But here's what makes this moment different. This wasn't about sharp jawlines or perfect lighting. Fans didn't talk about poses, they talked about moments. A half-turned head, eyes not even facing the camera, a casual expression that looks like it wasn't meant to be seen. Comments poured in saying things like, even a passing glance feels too precious to lose. You don't plan to save it, your hand just does. And that's the truth about Jin's presence. It doesn't demand, it doesn't perform. It appears. On stage, he commands attention without rushing it. In daily life, he looks like someone caught between thoughts. And that's exactly when people fall silent. That's why pictorials trend, why ads feel more like short films, why even the smallest moments generate conversation. It's not about trying harder, it's about being fully there. And while the world is quietly acknowledging this side of him, something far bigger is unfolding. Something that stretches beyond visuals, beyond polls, beyond individual moments. On March 21st, BTS returns. Not to a closed venue, not to a controlled stage, but to Gwanghwamun Square, a place layered with history, memory, and meaning. At 8 p.m. KST, BTS Comeback Live Arirang will begin. This is where their new era speaks for the first time. New songs, the title track, performed live, outdoors, in a space that represents the heart of Korea itself. For the first time ever, a singer will hold a solo-scale concert in this historic square. And for the first time, a Korean cultural event of this magnitude will be live-streamed on Netflix to over 190 countries simultaneously. Think about that for a moment. One city square, one night, millions of people across the world watching together, not days later, not through clips, but in real time. This isn't just a comeback. It's BTS saying, this is where we stand now. Their agency explained it simply. Arirang is about origin, identity, longing, the emotions they want to carry forward. Choosing Gwanghwamun wasn't about scale. It was about symbolism. And Jin stands at the center of this moment as someone who understands contrast better than anyone. The man whose quietest expressions inspire thousands of screenshots now steps onto one of the most significant stages in Korean cultural history. Still calm. Still grounded. Days later, on March 27th, another layer will be revealed. A Netflix documentary titled BTS The Return. It doesn't focus on perfection, it focuses on the time in between. Nearly 4 years of uncertainty, of pressure, of asking who they are now and who they still want to be. It shows the exhaustion, the doubts, the process of rebuilding not just music, but identity. And suddenly, everything connects. The quiet glance, the screenshot instinct, the historic stage, the long road back. Because Jin has never been about spectacle. He's about presence. In a world that rewards noise, he proves that softness can be unforgettable. That stillness can travel farther than sound. And maybe that's why, whether it's a moment you almost miss on your screen or a live stage watched by millions, people don't just look at Jin, they feel something. And once you do, you don't forget it.